I'm Hunter from Burbs. I'm here with Joe Salzer. He is going to give us a recap of his career, but I don't want to announce what we're here to talk about yet, so that's why this intro is kind of weird. But Joe, if you want to kind of introduce yourself, who you are, what you've done.
Joe Salzer. Been working in the music industry for the last 10 years of my life, since I was 14 years old. I got my start writing for music blogs. My older brother actually started his own little blog spot, silly little website. And eventually he moved up a level and left this open. And me being a little younger brother, I was like, dude, this looks sick. Can I take it over? And he was like, I couldn't care less. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was 14 years old and I loved writing and music, and I was like, damn, this is something I like to do. I loved being able to talk to artists. I loved being able to support them. And in 2012, which is when this was happening, it was that's how music was being consumed and discovered, was through these music blogs. So it allowed me the ability to connect with a ton of new artists and kind of help put them on and develop relationships with them. Around the same time, I started helping out with some local acts and managing people, and eventually realized that running my older brother's page was not me, and it wasn't enough for me. So I moved up a level and then up a level and then up a level, and eventually it was by the time I was 15, 16 years old, writing for one of the biggest music websites on the internet. Developed a ton of awesome connections across the industry and just people I was talking to, managers, artists, all these folks. Got in with Rap Genius when it was still called Rap Genius.
I forgot they changed it.
Yeah, it was Rap Genius. I was one of the founding editors for, it was called Poetry Brain at the time, which was their literature section of it.
Poetry Brain.
Yeah,
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
I remember the genius points you got. It was what was it called?
Yeah, IQ.
IQ.
Yeah, my IQ's up over 10,000.
Mine, I always lurked. I never saw that.
And then Country Brain too was their country thing, so I helped get that off the ground because I still like country music actually. Am I allowed to say that? Whatever.
I mean, you're from Tampa.
Yeah,
so
I kind of have to.
It's okay.
But yeah, I was able to kind of do all that stuff, and one of the guys that I was working with on this music website was like, yo, you really gotta hear this mixtape. It's a dude coming out of Chicago. I'm family friends with his manager. It's really, really sick. It was Chance the Rapper's 10 Day. I heard it and was like, this is the greatest project of music I'd ever heard in my life. I remember this. I definitely was 15. I remember this now because I took my mom's car while she was gone, 15 years old, joyriding, and blasted Prom Night, driving around Tampa, and was like, yo, this is the greatest music I've ever heard, and I have to be involved in it. So everybody in that time was talking on Facebook Messenger. I think it was probably back before messages were even blue. So everybody was using Facebook Messenger, and I found the contact info for Chance's manager, Pat. Hit him up and was like, yo, I'm young, hungry, I'll work for free. I have all of these relationships across the internet. I think this music's really special, and I just want to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
Pat recognized the value in that and the value that these sort of college music blogs were providing, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's run it. So for the next year probably, I helped them with the blog strategy and kind of getting Chance's music plastered all across the internet, which was to date the easiest job I've ever had, because
good music is the easiest promotion.
Is so undeniable and amazing. So so that happened. Chance obviously blew up, and being a 16-year-old kid in Florida, I couldn't drop out of high school. So kind of stepped that back and went back to being a normal high school kid. Stayed in touch with Pat, and eventually, after I had done in college, I did some work with a startup out of New York called Superphone, founded by Ryan Leslie, who's the GOAT. And that kind of got my feet back wet in the music industry, and I was like, damn, I really miss doing this. I'm built for this kind of this is what I love to do. So Pat and I ended up on the phone, and he was like, dang, it would have been sick if you could have worked for me way back then. And I was like, bro, I'd still work for you now. And he was like, all right, let's run it. And then 3 weeks later, instead of moving to New York, I moved to Chicago, and have spent the last 3 years started as Pat's assistant for a couple months. He and I realized pretty quickly that I wasn't built for maybe an assistant role.
Yeah.
But I helped out on a lot of the business stuff, and then eventually started doing all of Chance's digital marketing, social media, DSP relationships, stuff like that for the team, which was really just like an amazing, awesome experience. Nice work. Our company, management company, and in November of 2019 shifted to 2020, did a partnership with ADA distribution company and kind of moved to label services as well. So I had the ability to work with a ton of amazing artists, amazing people, amazing team, all of that. And yeah, this May, end of May, I left the company and I'm going to be starting my own venture called Arena Consulting.
Okay, so that's the background. This is what we're here to talk about today. So Arena, what has kind of been obviously explain what it is, but kind of what has been the most kind of exciting part and something that you did not think you'd be dealing with, but then as the company has kind of developed in the pre-launch stages, what is something you're oh shit, I have to do this too?
Okay. So Arena Consulting is essentially a la carte management label services for independent artists, managers, and labels. So it's really, I built it to help lift up the people who are kind of at the bottom of the music industry in terms of folks who are just making music and don't necessarily have the people around them to help advise them on the things to do after you create the music. So that's kind of the ethos and idea behind it. I would say one of the most random and difficult things is the idea of actually processing payments and figuring out how to actually do the technical stuff like that. Because in my head it was all right, I have an Instagram and I have a website and the rest of the shit kind of falls into place. And I was wait a second, I have to invoice things now. I have to do all this stuff, and it's adds kind of another layer element where it's I just want to help people, but I also need to be running a business as well. So that's been a fun thing to deal with for sure. The thing I've had the most fun with, I think, is probably the creative behind it. So actually getting to come up with a color palette and logo designs, and I have some awesome people helping me out with that. Shane Casita worked 99 Neighbors, who I was very close with at Nice Work, and a band that we signed. He's heading up all the creative, and I've kind of never been in that position where it's I've always helped build other people's visions, and now I have somebody helping me build my vision, which is a super, super cool position to be in, and something that I've had a ton of fun doing, and I feel a piece of me that I hadn't really touched or pulled out of at all. So that's been really cool.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because I actually just sent a voice message to our chat today, and it's something that kind of hit me as I was talking with them earlier, but I started I started my part-time job, I was telling you. It's 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So it's overnight stocking. And at first I was kind of pissed because I was fuck, I'm not going to be able to go out, really do anything. It's 5 days a week. It's weekends because people go out, they shop on the weekends. That's when they have free time. But I had this realization that okay, what am I doing when I'm out? I'm not working on what I'm trying to get to, and I'm spending money that I don't need to be spending. So I kind of realized that those hours were kind of almost a blessing, right? To set me straight type shit. But I sent a message just to my chat just because I just sent kind of basically what I said to you, but then I said something along the lines of if I'm trying to get to nothing of what I'm doing right now, this interview doesn't fucking matter if I don't turn it into anything, because I put all my chips in. Right. So my thing was, what I said to them was and you probably this is where I was going with people building your vision, is when you build a team, right? You've started to build a team, and I've done it for a couple of years now, just because it's been a long learning process, because I just jumped into it with no experience, so it's been a very long process. And I've had people that have been behind me for years. And like I'm already confident in myself and like the ideas I have. But when you have a team of like 10 plus people willing to back every single decision you make, that level of confidence in what you guys are going to do as a company is unmatched. And kind of like what you were saying, like kind of building your own vision, having those type of people behind you is going to set you so far apart from the pack. And it's definitely something to look forward to.
Dude, fire me up, man.
I mean, bro, it's like the most, and the most incredible thing I will say is when you see the people that are I hate the word under, but like kind of, that's what it is. With seeing them grow into like a different type of creator or worker than they were before, and gaining skills and like just getting better at their job, and then understanding that like you may have had an influence with some direction. And it's so awesome to see like when everyone just kind of takes off in their own path and like they've grown in and can get a job outside my own place strictly off the shit they've done with you.
That's got to be like the ultimate reward, And for me, I'm just somebody who like, I love people.
I love people.
You're the same way. I mean, like that's why you and I are so tight. It's like, if I can help people be who they're meant to be, even in the slightest tiny bit, that's what's worth it to me. So Arena is all about helping folks do that. And if like I can build a team at Arena that also helps do that, but even if it's, I talk to somebody for 1 hour and it changes their perspective on one thing, that's enough for me.
That's all that matters.
That does it. Which is cool. And it's like, it scratches a few of my like life itches.
Yeah.
This is like one, working with music and talented artists, and two, just like working with people. It's like I'm a fan of genuine connection. I'm like somebody who wears my heart on my sleeve. I go all in. I care way too much. So to me, it's like if I can give people some of that with Arena and in hour-long sessions or whatever it is, that's really important to me, and I think super valuable for these artists. So.
Well, I think a general life skill, and not only general life, but also this applies to, consulting and trying to help people grow and all this stuff, is like, you have to like, it takes a lot to build yourself up to take that jump to do your own thing. Yeah. Right? And so like, I think when you do that, I think you're able to recognize something in yourself where you're like, I can do this because I am this, or I'm capable of this. And it's really hard to build up. Yeah. And I feel like when you're at the position where you have to bring people on and like help them grow and like do it while you're growing yourself, I think what you play a crucial role in, and what you will play a crucial role in with consulting and all that stuff, is basically all that is you seeing something in them that they one might not be seeing, or two might be too scared to take. Or take a chance on. Yeah. And I think that's the best thing, is like you giving someone that support and belief for them to, when it's been inside them their whole time, as corny as that is, like they have that opportunity to really try it out and see who they could become, with a choice they might not have made previously.
Yeah, and there's a quote that I really like, and it's one of the things that like inspired me to do this, because this is something that's been bouncing around in my head for years. It's like, I can do shit myself, kind of thing. Start ugly. That's it, 2 words. It's like, start ugly. As long as you're starting, and as long as it's somewhere, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be pretty to start. Like, let it guide you, and just like do the things that you love and want to do, and that'll inform the decisions moving forward. So I'm not gonna lie, in the last 2 months, like since I left my company, it's like there are times where it's like scary.
It's like fuck, holy shit. Like,
but then there are other days where I'm like beating my chest, like let's get to work. Yeah. So it's kind of having those two dogs, and that's like a ancient proverb that I read. Yeah. It's like it's like, which dog do you feed type of thing. And it's like, because those are both in you. Yeah. It's like that apprehension and insecurity and all that stuff is in you. But you also have that belief in yourself, and you have that belief that other people have in you, and that's one of the biggest things. Like when you were saying, it's like you have 10 people around you that are ready to go to war. It's like that. You got to believe in yourself, then, right? If they all believe in you,
all off
these
your
are all
word,
good people,
all off your word and work.
Yeah, and that's the good stuff.
Yeah, And it's funny you say like the dog thing, because like really that's what I've kind of experienced is like at the end of the day it's entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
I think it's like kind of become like a corny word now that like it, just the way it's portrayed on social media and all that stuff.
Gary Vee.
Yeah, I think but I think the big thing too is like you have the highs of the highs and you get the lows of the lows. Like it's a lonely game. It really is.
Yeah.
Like that's it, but that's what it is. And I think you have to put yourself through that to understand everything that comes with every single thing you're trying to do.
Yeah. So I think that independent artists are, every artist is a business, right?
Yeah.
And every independent artist has felt that like alone.
Yeah.
And they're also like putting themselves on the line and their hearts like out in the public. So if I can help those people feel like they're not alone and there's somebody who cares about them that they can trust, who's gonna guide them through the industry, whatever it is, it's like if I can be of help to those people, like that's good to me.
Oh yeah, I mean like, and that's the thing is like it's not like you're just like you'll DM someone on Instagram and be like, yo bro, I can help you with your music. Like I mean like we talked previously and like I do artist management and like he's not bullshitting. Like he has experience, he knows what he's talking about. Like he's obviously done it. So it's like having someone that is like experienced in it, has been in the game so long, but you're also like you're not like old. Like that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of old heads get stuck in their ways and all that stuff. So it's like you've been in it for such a young age that you're around it. You're at the point now where you can really mold and change what you want to do while still being like hip to what's actually going on.
Definitely. I just think this is like pretty broad, but like as a music industry, we're doing a disservice to artists in music by not paying attention to folks until they've blown up on TikTok or like they have a good song. And there's so many people out there who are putting out bad music who need help still. Like those people need help still. The music can be better. Like stuff can get better. It's not like a switch just flips and like you've got a hit on your hands. Happens sometimes, but that's like a flash in the pan. A lot of these people are like long sort of hard workers and career builders, and it's like those people need help too. And 60,000 songs get uploaded to Spotify a day. There aren't 60,000 managers, you know, that can talk to a person every day.
Right.
So if I can be a small part of helping that population grow, I think it doesn't disrupt the industry at all. It actually enhances it. It's more good music, and that's what I want.
Why Arena?
Why Arena? So when I left my company, I was a little bit scared, stressed out, also relieved and excited, but like, you know, two dogs.
It's everything.
Yeah, so I went to sleep that night. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and was like, all right, I got an idea. Went out to the living room, turned all the lights on, and just wrote for like 12 hours, all this stuff. And then I was like, fuck, what's the name going to be? Because that like helps me in my head.
That shit is the toughest shit, bro.
And there's actually a quote by Teddy Roosevelt. It's called The Man.
He sent it to me,
The Person in the Arena.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like, kind of was the ethos for it. And then I was like, yo, Arena Records sounds pretty good.
It does.
So I was like, all right, Arena Consulting is going to be that. But
and you could also do it as like people are selling out arenas. Like it's still got that double.
Yeah, it's got all of it.
Yeah.
So I came up with that. I was like, all right, that's it. And then Shane got to work on the graphics. They came out hard as hell.
Yeah.
So it's kind of come together nicely there, and I like the simplicity of it. I like how many different things can come from it. So if we want arena distribution, it's very like Mad Libby. Like you can just place it anywhere and it's gonna work. Exactly. Arena Ventures. When I start my own VC fund, you know, whatever it is.
Anything. It's got like a ton of avenues.
And I've always I think big, like very big.
Yeah.
So I think this allows me to this is a name that's in line with like how big those thoughts are.
Oh, so like I'm the same way because like I think long term as well. So like big as well.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't ever want to box myself in.
Right.
So like that's why like I don't like living in the suburbs. Like I lived in the city last year, lived in the suburbs this year. I'm gonna move back to the city. Even though I like really don't go out, like I'm not like a partier, that's not me. I want to have the option to go out.
Sure.
Like that's why I like the city because you have the option to do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You have the option. And, like, that was the thing with Burbs, too, is, like, I tried to make it, like, I know what I want it to be in the end. So when I set it up, it was a lot of work up front, but I know it'll pay off when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
So leaving yourself that space, I think, is important because too often people pigeonhole themselves. I think.
Yeah. Well, consulting's kind of just going to be the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the plans are big and they're already in motion.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like there's actually going to be tiers to the shit. Where consulting's kind of like the ground level. It's like easy. It's a la carte. And then we're actually going to have distribution partners.
Yeah.
So I can level folks up from consulting to distribution, and then actually had a call on Friday with like a major record label to actually have that top tier as well. So it's like can walk people into any building we want and get stuff done. And like that's why it needs to be big.
Yeah.
It needs to be big. We're starting with consulting, but like it's gonna be huge.
So say I'm an independent artist and I come to you. What is that interaction going to be like? Like how, let's say I contract you for consulting, right?
Yeah.
What is that interaction going to be like? Like what do I need to bring to the table? What are you going to bring to the table? Is it like do you have a standard thing? Is it kind of customizable to you? Like how does that work?
It's definitely completely customizable depending on what the artist needs.
Okay.
What would your artist name be?
My artist name?
Throw him
I
on the spot real
actually used to make music.
Yeah, what was your name?
So, I did go by my name, but I used to go by 98. I thought it was a cool name, because I was born in 98.
So we're like...
Just 98.
500 million other people.
Yeah, but I didn't give a fuck at the time. I was
Sick. No, I like it. So let's say 98
But if I was to come back, I would put a word in front of it. And I feel like Club 98 would be dope.
That'd be a sick name for a club.
Well, no, but like, I like so hold on, this will make more sense now. I like slower, like R&B music, and like I feel like playing that shit in the club, like a party next door shit.
Yeah,
like, that's what I was thinking.
That's a vibe.
See,
I like it.
So maybe I'll be.
Come on in, man.
Artist for
Come on in, dude. Okay. Let's do it.
So what would your artist name be?
Oh, the Kid in the Arena.
The Kid in the Arena?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always been the Kid in the Arena.
The Kid in the Arena.
Or yours truly, the boy.
Yours truly, the boy?
Yeah.
I had someone...
Or Drake, I just steal his spot.
I just call myself Drake. You could literally just be Drizzy.
Yeah.
Well, it's
not taken.
I said the boy the other day, and someone said it was corny to say. I was like, that's not corny.
It is corny, for sure.
So.
But you kind of just got to own that and be like... It is what it is.
Okay, so 98 comes to Joe Salzer Consulting.
Yeah. So first we're, straight off the bat, we're going to do like a 15-minute free phone consultation where we just like get to know each other. Because like I want to work with people that I like.
Yeah.
And people that want to work with me.
Right.
I'm not going to come in and fix all your problems. That's impossible and no person's going to do that. Yeah. It's going to take a lot of work on the artist side, and I'm going to do a lot of work on my side. You know? So it would be like I want to know what you're doing. So it's like, hey, I'm preparing for a project, or I just put out a project and I want to keep promoting it and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Or I need to make money. All that kind of stuff. So I'll do like a brand audit kind of, where I'll check out all of their socials. I'll listen to all their music. And
you're basically like checking off boxes of what you can help with.
What they have, what they need. It's like somebody comes in and they're like, hey, I need a graphic designer. Like Or I look at their profile and it's like, wait, the product, the music is raw as hell. Yeah. But it doesn't have a complementary visual component that's helping the experience with it.
Right.
So I'm going to come in and I'm going to tell you that. Mm-hmm. It's like, we have graphic designers and art directors and creative directors on speed dial where it's like, I'm going to hook you up with this person. Mm-hmm. They're great. They're accomplished. And they're going to help you out with that. Mm-hmm. So that's like one way it could go. There's another where it's like an artist comes to me. It's like Club 98 comes to me and like, your music sucks.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't really like that.
Just for the example.
Okay. It didn't suck, but okay.
No, I just fucking with you. We'll listen after this.
No,
we'll
do a session. I have that on my Mac and no one's hearing it. I showed Tinley a track. It wasn't
that's on a hard drive that's locked in a safety deposit box.
I still have I think it might be on DSPs.
Oh God.
But it's not under the.
I'm digging.
If you look up the name, you're not gonna find it.
Okay.
But maybe I'll show you.
So let's say like your music's not there yet.
Okay.
you got to tell people, hey, let's focus on the product.
Yep.
You know, there this, and this you can do to make this better. It's like you right now don't need to be spending $1,000 on a music video.
Right.
You don't need to be spending $250 on cover art because people aren't going to love the song yet.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to hit your audience the right way.
Right.
So why don't we spend $50 on BeatStars picking out production that complements you the best? Or finding 5 producers you want to work with, getting beat packs from all of them, and then like letting you create on them.
Yeah.
Let's improve the product first, and then we can focus on that stuff. But a lot of people don't know those steps, or they don't have somebody to tell them.
These are the steps.
These are the steps.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of companies out there that do this well. One out of Atlanta, Contra Brand Agency, is great. They do like courses and videos and manuals. And I kind of never want to get away with arena of like me.
Yeah.
Me being there, and
It's a personable thing.
it's because that's what I love is like connecting with people, helping people, serving people, and helping them be great.
Yeah.
So I always want it to be very like personal, tailored. It's like I want to be friends with these people too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's the stuff that nourishes my soul and feeds me is like being close with these folks. And that's like one of my favorite parts about the music industry is that like I get to surround myself with good people who are also creating great art.
Right.
So that's sort of how it would work with, you know, a consulting session. Come in, brand audit, figure out what they need, where we want to go. It's like the music's there, the art's there. Okay, how do we get it to editorial?
Gotcha.
How do we light a fire in your fan base?
Gotcha.
How do we organically grow this to the point where Spotify has no other option but to pay attention?
Right.
All that sort of stuff. And if we do one session and you get everything you need, send you on your merry way, awesome.
That was my next question. If there was like a contract for a certain amount of sessions,
man.
if it's one by one, just okay.
I don't want I don't want that.
That contract feels tough,
especially in a consulting sort of role. I want that to be touch and go. It's like if you want to spend an hour with me and you get everything you need, get sent off into the world, you're great. Okay. But if you're like, wait, this was a great session with this person.
I want to do it again. It's like,
I'm there.
And you could probably do something, see how it rolls, and then they could be like, oh, damn, like this actually is working. Maybe I do. I can work on the next step.
And that's like what I want it to be. It's like, I want to be kept around as long as I'm doing my job. Right. You know, as long as you're getting value from this.
Right.
And I believe that that's how things work. It's like if you're a good person and you do a good job.
Oh yeah, I think 90% of the battle is just being genuine and authentic.
Yeah, which is like always been easy for me, and how I've always liked to function in the music industry. And I think it's why I found whatever success I've found is because like I just love people and connecting with people and being genuine in myself, and like that's the stuff that I think wins out in the end. So it's like people ask me all the time. It's like, how did you get into the music industry? How do you, what can I do?
Do good work and be a good person.
Do good work and be a good person. Really.
That's how I've been. I mean, that's how my thing is. Like, I've never been someone to like reach out to 50 million people. I like meeting people that I like and working with them. Yeah. That's all I care about.
And you can build dope shit like that.
Yeah.
Like really dope shit. And it doesn't happen overnight because nothing does. Some stuff does.
Yeah.
Shout out to TikTok. But
TikTok is crazy.
Sometimes stuff's a long game, you know? And that's okay if you're surrounded by good people. That makes the long game fun. That makes it worth it. Plus, there's nothing better than like building cool shit with your friends.
Yeah. I think something to also not to forget is that every single part of this, if you're really bought in, is all a journey. So I think you should appreciate even the down times, because you got to realize like that's what's going to get me there and all that stuff. But like, like you were saying, just meeting dope people. I mean, I met Tinley a year and a half ago. I consider like one of my closest friends type shit. Like that's just how it works, right? Like but dream office, where is this? What floor, what city?
Dream office? It's got to be in Tampa, Florida.
Tampa?
That's my favorite place. We would have an office if this is a dream situation. It'd be dream offices, and they'd be in LA and New York and Chicago. It would be in our backyard. That's where my office would be.
That would be dope. Yeah. You could extend the house like over it and have like a little like, oh my god.
I'll talk to Matt. He could probably build it.
That would be sick. And then it's like, you can just run everything out the house.
Yeah.
Out the triples.
And I Tampa's my favorite place on earth. It's where I grew up, born and raised. It's like I understand how important LA is in the music industry.
Right.
And love and respect anybody who goes out there. I think it's super valuable and important. Chicago has an amazing music scene as well. Like being here, the people I've met, like you can't simulate. So being in Tampa is not a dream from that perspective, because it's like you're a little bit disconnected and out of things. It's like my old boss Ryan has a great quote. It's like relationships arrive via frequency and proximity. So it's like if you're around somebody, you're gonna be closer with them. You can't simulate proximity. You can simulate frequency. So it's like I check in with my people once a week. People I love and care about. It's a lot of people. I check in with them once a week, and that's why, like, that's how you keep good relationships. So even if you don't have the proximity, you can still have the frequency and have good relationships.
If you have both,
it's game over.
You're set forever.
That's why, like, you think about it, it's like the people you're tightest with are the people you live with.
Oh yeah,
because of proximity.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually never been to Tampa. My grandparents live in Inverness.
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah, it's like, what, an hour and a half?
We'll get you down. We'll hang out with Brady and Gronk.
So
we'll win another Super Bowl.
How far is Boca Raton? I feel like I've asked you this.
Probably like 3 hours, 4 hours, like South Florida.
My friend who's from Philly, his sister owns a food truck, a Philly cheesesteak truck in Tampa.
Wow.
Or authentic. Not Tampa, Boca. But they move around a little bit.
Well, it's a food truck. You go anywhere.
Yeah, so I've heard it's incredible.
I mean, it's got to be. That's authentic Philly.
She's Philly. From Philly. I mean, who else has been? I mean, I'm not trying to get like a Florida Philly cheesesteak. The fuck is that?
No, it's bad. I don't know what it is, but it's bad. Yeah.
I won't even get them in Illinois, like Naperville. There's probably a place in Chicago who can do it like half good. Right. But like, I don't know. I've never had a Philly cheesesteak for real.
You've never had
one?
Does
Tampa have like a food?
Cuban food.
Okay.
We have Cuban food.
My mom keeps telling me I need to have a Cuban sandwich.
Ooh, man.
Because I used to not fuck with pickles. Now I fuck with pickles heavy.
Bro, pickles are good.
I didn't like them before.
They're a nice crunch, a little sour too. Now you can have a Cuban sandwich. So you wouldn't even get a Cuban sandwich without pickles? You were like, I need to wait until my taste buds have matured.
No, I just never got one.
Okay.
You know what food I'll never fuck with is olives.
I know. You were mentioning that.
Fucking dirt.
You're like afraid of olives?
They're disgusting. I waited 21 years to eat one. And I finally was convinced to eat one. Because they look disgusting.
Did you think that they were alcoholic? You were like, I gotta be 21?
No. I thought they were disgusting as fuck the way they look. They just look like they wouldn't taste good. My mom finally convinced me to try one. It was the fucking most disgusting thing I've ever... It's like a moist pepper with the weirdest texture and consistency. And of course, like, I'm like... adult, so I'm like not supposed to spit it out.
You spit it out?
I don't remember. I think I might have.
There's this hilarious video. Daniel actually posted it yesterday on Instagram, and it's like a Dr. Phil type show.
Okay.
And it's like, it's a lady who hates olives.
Okay.
And she's like coming out on stage, and somebody from the opposite corner like has a jar of olives, and she goes like, she starts screaming and like sprinting away. She's like deathly scared of olives. So as long as you're not on that level.
No, I won't eat them.
We gotta hit 90 Miles Cuban Cafe in Chicago. Very, very, very fire Cuban.
I'll get a Cuban sandwich. I don't even like ham that much, but I'll try it.
I don't really like ham like that.
I don't
either.
like holiday meats, I've decided.
Holiday meats.
Like turkey, ham, like it's not my thing.
I don't really like there's a difference between deli turkey and like Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, deli turkey's fire. I don't eat when I eat sandwiches, it's always turkey.
Yeah, I get that.
But like,
I'm with that.
Think about that. Someone's just cutting a slice off some fat ass ham. I don't want to eat that, bro.
You ever had a honey baked ham?
Those are the best.
My grandmother used to bring all the time.
The honey bake are the best.
Classic grandmother move, like coming over with like tin foil wrapped honey baked ham. That was always good.
Those are fire.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Yeah, we're Polish, so we had hella pierogi and like sauerkraut.
Yeah,
shit. That's fire. We make homemade pierogi. You ever heard crab rangoon pierogi?
Crab rangoon pierogi.
You will fucking reek of garlic, but it is some of the best fucking shit I've ever
So it's a pierogi that's filled with like crab and cream cheese?
Yep.
All right.
If my family makes them this year, I'll bring you some. They're so fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what is your goal end game for Arena in the next 5 to 10 years? Because I know you kind of mentioned what you want the broad vision to be, but how are kind of those steps that you want to take to get towards that?
Like all the steps or like end
goal? No, not all the steps. Like end goal.
End
like
goal is
your big milestones jump. Yeah.
I want to help artists become who they're meant to be. Okay. In whatever vein that is. So it's like I want to work with superstars, of course, but there are artists who are like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I want to put out music and I want to live off of it.
Yeah.
And then there are other artists who are like, I don't ever want this to be my full-time job. I just want to put out music and have it resonate with people and help people. And it's like, whatever your goal is, I want to help you get there. So yeah, I want to be working with artists who are selling out arenas, but I also don't want to forget about the artist who's like, I just want to help people with my music. I don't care, how many people listen to it. I don't ever want to, be on stage.
Okay.
Like those folks too, because they're important too.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got a good vision going, and I think the idea of like how you want to do it is really like solid. Because I feel like where people can feel trapped with this, where it'd be like, and like you already said, you not doing this, but like you're like, yeah, bro, like just sign this with me, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not signing into some consulting deal. Yeah. Like
one thing I hate more than anything is like seeing anybody who's vulnerable be taken advantage
like
of.
Trapped in a situation because they're desperate. Yeah.
In music, having artists being taken advantage of, because there are people who are just working their asses off, trying to get their stuff out in the world, and somebody's like, yo, for $200 I can get you all these streams. And it's like, they're like, yes, I need streams. They give them $200, never hear from the person again.
Yeah.
They Western Union some money somewhere and it's gone forever and they haven't seen any streams.
Right.
It's like that stuff, that hurts me. I hate that.
Yeah.
So if I can talk to an artist and they could spend $100 talking to me for an hour, I would tell them to not do that in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They could save $100 and get 59 minutes of game as well.
Yeah.
So that's why, I think it's valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also like, just to kind of like wrap up, unless you have anything like else you want to talk about the company, like I think the most important thing from the conversations we've had, what I've gained from it is the whole situation is meant to be a very personable, I was gonna say tight-knit community, but that's not the right word. It
that's there too. I mean, that's part of it.
It's just like to build that one-on-one connection, so the person coming to you feels comfortable relaying any information about their music and what they want in the most genuine way possible.
Exactly, and it's interesting that you mentioned community part of it too, because I'm actually working on something with the website where it's like people have usernames and logins, and there is like a community of it. Okay. So there's like a Discord for arena artists.
Oh, that's dope.
And it's like it's like I might consult with a person who's like, I'm looking for a feature, and I might consult with somebody later, and they're like, I'm trying to get out there more, and it's like, wait, this is perfect. Can I connect these people? And that is like what a consultant really does. Yeah, is kind of just like comes in, analyzes a problem, helps fix it, and also can make connections between people. So if I can, I'm trying. This is a broad goal, but like lift the industry as a whole, and bring the bottom up, bring everything up. Yeah.
I'm excited for it, to be honest. I mean, we've talked about a lot more than we've talked about on here, obviously, but like, it's just like as it's getting closer to the launch date, which I don't think you announced.
Early August.
So
the plan is August 6th.
Okay.
It's my 25th birthday.
Okay.
Just because I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. And then every year the company gets older, it's also your birthday?
That's crazy. It's almost like I am the company.
You're going to have to, like... But think about, like, 2 years down the line how expensive that's going to be.
What is? Like, celebrating my birthday and the company?
And the company? You have to book out, like, amazing places.
Oh, it's going to be. It's going to be. I'm also going to have a company card, so it's like you can expense that. So I'm expensing my birthday party. But it's also the company.
So you're low-key hitting a stain... It's
big brain stuff.
That's why you have to go to Arena.
Come on in.
Because no one else is launching their company on the same day as their birthday.
It's crazy. I got to the point where I was like, yo, I'm turning 25 years old. Yeah. I don't know. You know Imposter Syndrome, right?
Imposter Syndrome? No.
It's like where you feel like you haven't done enough or you're not deserving. It's like something that happens to a lot of folks in their 20s or kind of whenever. It's just like... I don't know. It's like it's time for me to own something and own it myself and start something myself. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is like start ugly. As long as you start, man. As long as you start, that's a win.
1% is it's something that 1% every day builds it eventually. And like something this is a quote that has stuck with me forever. And it was actually Veli is the guy that tweeted it, and he said sometimes fuck, I'm gonna butcher the quote, but basically it says sometimes being successful just means one day of not quitting. So like basically he was saying just because you didn't do anything one day, just because you didn't quit, you just added that 1%. Yeah. Because you could have just said fuck it and left it. And this shit is stressful. It's tough. Yeah. So like, but I know a lot of people that are hard workers and have a really good work ethic. They feel like whenever they're taking time off, they don't feel productive.
Oh, dude.
It annoys the shit out of me.
Dude.
And when I read that quote, it changed my perspective on everything.
I feel like that all the time. Yeah. You know? And it's like...
There's no vacation. You're always thinking about what you have to do.
But even like on days where I'm like maybe a little down, anxious, whatever it is, it's like I don't accomplish what I feel like I need to accomplish. Yeah. And that's kind of the whole like 9 to 5 mentality.
Yeah.
But my brain's 24/7.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
It's always going. So that's work, right?
Yeah.
But even on, I don't know, it's hard. That's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment, that quote. Like I'm gonna hold that one.
I read it and I was like, holy fuck, bro. Because like I was stressing myself out and I was like, you know what? This is such a hard thing to do, and a lot of people don't end up doing it because it is so stressful.
Yeah.
That just not quitting is like a good way to look at it.
Our industry too, right, is one that's tough. It's not like we're sitting on the phone.
No.
Like making sales calls all day.
Your future's dependent on whatever you do.
Exactly, which is why it's like, okay, I didn't do shit today, my future's fucked. Mm-hmm. That's an easy thing to fall into.
Yeah.
So
it's a double-edged sword because you're like I don't want anyone else determining what I'm paid. I'm going to determine my value, but also at the same time you're the only one responsible for you getting yourself paid. So it's like you're getting what you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
It's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
Thank you, brother.
So
I appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you coming on. This was probably one of the most fluent conversations I've had on this. It's been really good. I'm excited. We're getting this going again because I love doing the open cribs. It's so fun to me just to like communicate with somebody, and I know it's gonna look great, and I'm excited for Arena. So
thank you, bro.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Shout out anything, anybody, socials, whatever.
Joe Salzer on socials, Arena Consulting on socials. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my dad. Shout out to my roommate Matt for putting me up in Chicago. I appreciate it. Everything you've built. Shout out to anybody who's struggling while watching this. Mm-hmm. I'm here for you. You're loved, valued, appreciated. And if you ever think that you aren't, reach out to somebody or reach out to me. Joe Salzer on Instagram. I'm here for you. Peace.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching Open Crib. Joe's socials will be in the description. The Burbs socials in the description. If you guys like the video, please comment what your rapper name would be if you were going to Arena Consulting or any consulting. If you're not an artist, just comment that, leave a like, and then subscribing helps us a lot. We work really hard on our content, and we really appreciate all the support we get. And you guys subscribing, liking, commenting helps us grow our platform and get more people on the platform. So we appreciate that a lot. But thank you guys for watching. We'll be back soon.